Hello and welcome to today's podcast. These are your hosts. I am myself, Brandon, and this is my homie,
Tyler.
oh boy, Tyler. And today we're going to be in a main discussion and topics on the NBA 75th anniversary team, along with just what players we believe should be on the list, who got left off, or who we felt got left off, and just the order in some aspects as far as who we believe is GOAT. As well as who we believe got rated too low or too high. So we're gonna get into that. So let's give us a second. We're gonna share the stream.
All right, let's get into it. We got the list down here on the other monitor. Some of these guys is ridiculous. Alrighty. Man, I'm just going through some of the lists right now. It's crazy. Tiny Nate Archibald? I almost messed his name up.
Like Tiny? Hold on, go back to Tiny.
His stats is decent, but he's only won one-time championship.
I mean, he averaged 34 points and 11 assists one
34
season. I think he's
points?
one of the only... I don't think there's that many players that have done that.
Yeah.
30 and 10. I think maybe it's once or twice. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Oscar Robinson.
I feel like, I don't know, this is probably dumb, but they should take this in consideration of what they used to hoop in back then. Like, could some of these players are top 75 playing in sandals? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yo, this man really got on the Django slippers. Yeah, Nate Archibald, bro, Dude, how was he built like that?
I don't know, look at it. He's got some long arms.
You know what he reminds me of? The worms off Men in Black.
Man, he's long on his arms.
Hey, that man's cold, though. Hey, them stats is ridiculous. How do you say that? Arizon? 2 points leader. But it's...
See, like, I feel like for some of these older players, we need, like, gifts. Like, I need a highlight. Like, just putting a postcard on here, I need a highlight of something he did that was cold. To get some reference. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when they post these, they should have, they should just have, like, a small clip of, like, a highlight.
Most definitely, because, I mean, look, I'm going to say it like this. Paul Arizon, in comparison, this man has played 713 games, 38 minutes a game. There's an asterisk next to it, most likely because they played either less minutes and or, what did it say? Minutes per game not compiled in his first season.
There's this not keeping track.
Okay, so he played back during the 50s and 60s, huh?
Yeah. I like, one of my all-time favorites is Charles, bro. I love Charles Barkley, even though he didn't have no ring.
Charles was a hooper's hooper. He's 6'5", 6'6", and he just was, I'm gonna be tougher than you. I'm gonna make a play every single time.
I feel like too. I feel like Rick Barry, he was cold. I like Rick.
Rick and all his kids was actually good too.
Elgin Baylor was good.
Elgin Baylor was godly at rebounding the ball.
He didn't have no ring.
Hell no. He went 0 of 10 or 0 of 9 in the finals.
0 of 9 in the finals.
0 of 9. 0 of 9 in the finals, and Jerry West went 1 and 9 because he played the one extra season or some shit like that, or he got one season without Elgin and they won a chip.
Damn.
Man, that's crazy, right? Larry Bird. I just want to say this. Larry Bird, I got a lot of respect for Larry. And in terms of how you should play the game of basketball, he's up there with anybody. I feel like he's up there with Jordan, Magic, Kobe. He's a competitor at the top level. His body failed him. And that's probably one of the saddest stories of basketball.
I feel like a lot of people
Cause
sometimes hate on him a little bit, but if you went back and watched
he's
him
a
play,
demon,
he was
dude.
like so like, bro, he was out there like playing around. Like I felt like he never took it
He was-
serious.
bro,
but
he-
he was like, I'm gonna dominate.
And not trying to make it in any racial way, but he was like the white man. Like he was the white Jordan. Like he was everything that you wanted Jordan to be on the Boston Celtics. He was bigger. 24 points a game, 10 rebounds, 6 assists.
Yeah.
So Jordan averages what 35 and 5. So I'm just saying for a guy that was
Jordan. I had to find him on the list.
it's all alphabetical order.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Where are we at here?
the G's.
Yeah, we're almost there. Oh, we're going by Michael. I think we're going by Jordan. Oh, we're going by last name?
Yeah, it's last name, sir. You had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
tripping.
You good? Dang, Shaq Diesel.
Shaq's definitely one of my favorites. Dang, I'm gonna have to make this bigger because I can't see down here. Moses.
You gotta keep going up,
Here
sir.
it is right here.
All right, Michael Jordan. Yeah, 36 and 5. Yeah, 2 steals a game. I mean,
He's just a legend, though. You can't even argue Jordan.
you can't, bro. You can never argue Jordan. You can never argue because he's flawless. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those guys that like, yeah, like he had what every player had, bro. There's no player that just always just succeeded to the point where like they never failed in any aspect. Like I credit him that he always got to the finals and he always won that shit
Yeah.
because it meant that the rest of the guys that he had with him also were like committed. So that means like they ran a tight ship. Him and Phil ran a real tight ship.
I feel like
And
too,
he was I would say, no disrespect, he was blessed to have Phil as a great coach. You know what I'm saying? And Phil was blessed to have Jordan because he had two motherfuckers that wasn't taking nothing from nobody. You know?
Yeah. And that's what I wish LeBron had. I wish he had that like killer mentality because he be pissing me off with. Like he's my favorite player, but what holds him back, bro? If he had that,
It's
like
his mindset. It's his mindset of always wanting to try to be the best team player for it. Like he's trying to get people to like him as he plays.
Yeah, like I feel like if he had the mentality of like Kobe or Jordan, but he played his same game, like he would be fire. But like Giannis,
because he'd be more of a Giannis plays like a young LeBron, where he would attack the rim more, and younger LeBron was more. When you watch highlights of young LeBron.
killing.
Like he reminds me of how Kobe used to dominate because it looked so effortless because he would just go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying his entire game itself, but just the highlights. But like now you watch highlights of LeBron, it's shooting a deep three. It's getting
lazy.
Yeah, it's getting a fast break dunk, but it's not him dunking on anybody anymore. It's not him really bully balling somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not him blowing past anybody really. I mean he does make those plays still.
What's crazy though?
He's still killing it at 19 years.
What's crazy though is like the way he plays, and he still might lead in points. Like that to me, kind of is mind blowing.
Yeah, no, that's just the fact that he's gifted. Like, I know he's not. I would say LeBron hasn't really mastered any one area, like any one move.
Mm-hmm.
But he's probably I think he's probably the best pick and roll basketball player of all time.
Yeah, he just got straight dimes.
And I know that sounds crazy for like guys like Magic Johnson, guys like John Stockton, Rondo.
We got 5,000 in the chat. What's up, y'all? But yeah, I agree with you. But I think Giannis, if he keeps like playing the way he does and he doesn't get hurt,
Facts.
he could be like, man, he might dominate for a long ass time. It just depends on how his athleticism holds up.
And you know what the scary part is? His shooting it just keeps improving, and it doesn't even improve like by season. It improves like throughout the season. Like I'm seeing it already. Like I don't know if you've been watching his last like couple games he's played.
Yeah,
he's taking people off the dribble and taking a step back 18-footer.
I feel like too
it.
his like turnaround game, dude. If he gets any type of like just low post moves, bro, it's over with.
Just like a little quick drop step.
Yeah.
A drop step or a little half spin, come off in like a little jump hook. Yeah, he's got the height, athleticism, the strength for it. Because
Like,
trying to dunk it every time, I mean, when you're young and you got the legs for it, I guess, but there's going to come a point in time where they're going to start beating you up like everybody else. I mean, the NBA is already, I would say, making it, I would say it's making it more of a physical game again because they took away the opportunity for the offensive players jumping into people. So now it really makes the offensive player actually have to dig in and like make a play. You got to create your own contact now, but you can't force contact.
And I feel like for like James Harden, like I know he's kind of set back with injuries and stuff, but to me it's unfair that we don't get to see if he still would have been killing with this rule change back then, because right now obviously we'll never know, but like would he still have been as lethal, because we both know when he drove and everything he would get every call, and now he's not getting a lot of calls. Do you think that he would still be killing with the, like, up to this point, with his career still being the same point? Because he's still hell of an ISO player, but man,
I mean, with this roster that he's on now, him being with Philly, I watched that game that they played, where they beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I know Minnesota's not a great team, but this is the same Minnesota team that just beat Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up that roster.
And
they what helps them too is if
they still have a lot of perimeter defenders. So Harden's not always the guy that actually has to guard the main ball handler, even though he's running point guard. They have Matisse Thybulle. They have Shake Milton still. They have, what's his name? They got Tobias Harris running. He can run the three. But James Harden, he's got so much space. And Maxey
Maxey's a baller,
is
bro.
so look, man. James Harden loves playing with his team already because Maxey will run the floor like nonstop. They also have Paul Millsap coming off the bench. You got some veteran presence there. Yeah, Shake Milton's a good solid guard. George Niang is okay. Matisse Thybulle he's a great wing defender. You got Willie Cauley-Stein.
Willie Cauley-Stein, dude, I like
Green.
him even though he doesn't make a lot of noise in the league.
And Korkmaz isn't bad either. He came from either the Bulls or the Wizards, I think, something like that.
Where at?
Franz Korkmaz, or right the number 30, right next to Tyrese Maxey to the left.
Right here.
Yeah. He's a shooter. He can shoot.
Yeah, he can.
You know what I'm saying? Turkish.
Back to the list anyway. I feel like too on the list. Let's just scroll through. I want to scroll through it real quick and make sure who we got. We already went through. Obviously, Kobe deserves to be on there. Wilt. I mean, it's not even worth arguing. Wilt not being on there. He's 100% deserves to be on there.
Oh yeah.
Kuzi. I love Kuzi's game, bro. He had dimes from back in the day. Dang, he had 6 rings.
Yeah, he played with Bill.
He had some dimes. Dave Cowens. Like, Dave Cowens, I'd have to watch some highlights on him because he didn't ring a bell. And he's top 75.
Dave Cowens. I mean, I know he's a broadcaster now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Like, Curry obviously deserves to be on there. Davis. I don't know if Davis deserves to be on there right now. I mean, it might be recency bias because he's playing like shit this season because he keeps getting hurt.
It is, but it isn't. It's because Anthony Davis, coming out of high school, went straight to the USA Olympics team, was the first rookie or the first kid coming out of high school to do that since Christian Laettner.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
Or sorry, not Christian Laettner, but it wasn't high school. I mean, it was college. He was the first college kid that came straight out, and straight into the Olympics with the Olympics team since Christian Laettner, and it just showed how raw of a talent he was. You know, because the NBA was intrigued by him because he was just making noise as a defender at Kentucky. Nobody didn't even know that he could become this offensive weapon. Yeah. Because at Kentucky, the coaches were like, "Look, dude, you're just too much of a threat defensively. Why would we need to get you hurt?" Honestly,
Clyde is a beast.
Honestly, Anthony Davis, does he really need to have as many touches anymore? Maybe you just make him a primary defender.
I don't know, man.
Try to preserve his body by giving him less touches, but he might get upset by that.
He makes me nervous every time he drives, bro. He's got like giraffe feet.
It's
every time he goes.
It's like when he gained weight, his coordination went away.
Bro, it's like he intentionally tries to trip himself when he jumps in the air.
Cause
I don't know what it is. His legs always get tangled up.
Because did you? I know you've seen a video. Probably they posted it not that long ago. Anthony Davis's 53-point performance.
Yeah.
When he was in the Pelicans, he had like 53 points, like 20 rebounds, or some crazy ridiculous stat like that. All I'm saying is like in that game, his footwork was impeccable. Now, AD looks like he's old and beat up. Like his injuries have already taken a toll.
Well, we never really see. He never can get in the flow either.
He can never play more than a third of a season before getting hurt.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
He has an NBA record of what? 52 points in an All-Star game. But that just got beat, didn't it?
But no, he didn't. Curry didn't beat it. But
he only had 50?
Curry didn't make shit that second half.
Damn, son.
What we got? He said
he needs to stay on the wing every time he's trying to attack the paint. He gets hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Every time he drives, bro, he intentionally just kicks everybody. It's like he sticks his leg out like he's SpongeBob or something. Just kicks everybody on the way to the paint, dude.
He got them big ass rubber boots on.
Man, dude. And what's crazy is he plays in low tops. I feel like let me hold it. Yeah. I feel like if he just, I like him banging in the post, but sometimes when he drives, it's just too much.
It's because his way of landing, like he's so athletic that he can contort his body to get a good shot off, but he doesn't know how to like control his body to land.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you see Anthony Davis land, he either falls or he gets hurt, or he like tweaks something. He's like,
I think he's right though. What's his name? Timon. I think you're right. If he just like stayed in the post or stayed on the wing, I think him driving is what's getting him hurt. Jesus, he's athletic. I'm gonna move on. I could sit here and talk about Anthony Davis, how he pisses me off all this whole time.
Claude the Glide.
Clyde was a legend.
You know how they got him rated low.
On the overall?
Yeah, they got him rated low, son.
What's he rated overall?
Possibly in the 60s. Does it not show the rank right there on that page? On this one, I don't think it does. Alright, give me a second. I have it on here.
Okay. Tim Duncan, legend. Tim Duncan, he could play in any era. Like he could, if Tim Duncan played right now,
he would kill.
Who would be able to guard Tim Duncan right now?
Too fundamental.
Like I don't know very many people that'd be able to guard Duncan. He trying to be a guard and a big man at the same time. Won't match. I agree. Like he's trying to do too much. They have Scotty over Clyde. Scottie Pippen over Clyde.
Yeah.
Well, let me.
Scotty over Clyde is like.
Let me answer the first question real quick. I think.
I gotta look up the rankings.
You got the rankings? You want me to pull it up, or are you good?
What's the first question?
He's
trying to be a guard and a big man at the same time. He won't last much longer at the rate he's going.
I agree. What do you guys think about Brazilian players on the NBA? Bro, one of the biggest was Leandro Barbosa Brazilian?
I think he might have been from the Virgin Islands like Tim Duncan, but I'm not 100% sure. But he was no, he might have been.
I'm going to have to Google search all NBA Brazilian players.
As far as the Anthony Davis question with that, AD
AD needs
skilled, and when skilled players are skilled like that, and they still feel like they're in their prime, that they can do anything they want, they tend to just kind of ignore their body, and they just want to keep showing out because they have the pressure of trying to like, okay, Bron's getting old, I got to try to do as much as I can. I feel like AD's not really giving himself time to heal and really play the game he needs to play. Along with maybe kind of the thing with Russell Westbrook, like maybe AD thinks he has to play faster, and that's why he's getting hurt, like more often than not, because he feels like he needs to run faster. If you know LeBron, the teams that he plays on the last 6 years are not fast teams. You take your time. It's a pick and choose. It's moving the ball around. That's all it's about. If you get on a team with LeBron, you just got to move the ball because That's all he wants. He just wants everybody to try to get touches, and then they can get a bucket up. You know what I'm saying?
Just right. And he was the Brazilian blur, dude. Barbosa was a killer, bro. Barbosa,
That man.
He was
had
on,
speed.
dude. Wasn't he on?
Man, on 2K,
Obviously,
that man had a great video.
obviously he was on the championship Warriors team, or no, he wasn't. Did they win the year he was on there? But I believe Barbosa got like his first swagger when he played. He played with Phoenix and Steve Nash.
Bro, I remember he cooked D-Wade one game. He gave D-Wade like 20 or like 30, bro, because he was too fast. Like,
Yeah.
like that man like was equally as fast as any other guard there was. Like Devin Harris was a fast guard too.
Yeah. Man, that was one of my favorite teams. That Phoenix Suns team. That had so many killers. I was so mad when Kobe hit that elbow jumper to put them out. Damn, Jarvis called me at like 10 o'clock at night, and he's screaming in my ear. I was so mad.
The Phoenix Suns.
But yeah, man, addressing the what do you say? They have Scotty over to Clyde. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Scotty's just gonna get the Jordan bump, bro.
It's because he's got the 6 chips.
Yeah, like
He got 6 chips, man. He played with the 90s Bulls.
Yeah,
the greatest team of all time.
It's gonna be hard for her.
Look, I'm sorry, y'all, but if you want to be fair,
Here, you hold the mic. I'm gonna look up the rankings.
if that Warriors team is full go and that Bulls team is full go, I know Jordan's great, but Jordan's not stopping Kevin Durant. Nobody is stopping Kevin Durant. Dennis Rodman's not stopping Kevin Durant because nobody gets in that man's head. If you just piss him off, he gonna drop 50 on your head. Yes, Scotty was the better all around. Wait, over Clyde. Scotty was the better balanced player. Scotty was
Then we just had all the comments at once.
Scotty was a two-way. Let me see what's on.
What is to go on?
He had a bit of play make too, but he wasn't like he got the 6 rings. He's mad, overrated, great player, but Clyde was way more complete.
Here.
Definitely, Clyde Drexler.
David Lillard was number 75.
Yes, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, right? The Portland Trailblazers, they believe that Clyde Drexler was such a great player that they did not want to draft Jordan with their next pick. That's why they grabbed Mr. Bowie, David Bowie, is that whatever his name is, David Bowie, the one that had the glass knees, and he was a good player too, but he just injuries.
Clyde was by himself for the most part
because his co-star that was supposed to be the next Shaquille O'Neal the next Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar mix. It was gonna be Clyde Drexler and freaking Dave Bowie because he was this great college player coming out, and he just couldn't freaking stay healthy. He was like 7'3", 7'2", some big giant. Clyde was better than Scotty. Yes, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. Scotty was good, but Scotty wasn't better than Clyde.
He said, I mean, we'll have to, man. We could go over.
And the fact they got D. Lil and no Chauncey Billups, like what? The thing about Chauncey Billups is, man, that's tough.
I love Chauncey Billups,
I know.
bro. Like, that's a good point. Chauncey Billups.
But I would say this. Is Ben Wallace on there? Because Ben Wallace, I think, deserves it more than Chauncey Billups. He has more accolades as a individual player, along with a chip. He's got 4 DPOYs. Only 3 other players have that. Dwight Howard, is it Hakeem, Ben,
what are you talking
and
about?
Mutombo? 4-time DPOY winners.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's only a handful. Ben Wallace got that, and he got rebounds leaders.
Bro, and he
put out the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. Put out the Kobe and Shaq Lakers.
He did.
He killed their dynasty.
Team was stacked. That Lakers team was stacked.
And that Pistons team killed their dynasty.
I believe that Lakers team is what the Lakers is doing now. That Lakers team had like everybody. I'm gonna go check.
They call Malone, Gary Payton.
Lakers.
They was trying to ring chase. Boy, Karl Malone 1-1 bad.
That team was so stacked.
That's why he hate Jordan so much. You took my chance, you son of a bitch. That's why he hate Jordan so much. Every time. What up, Roger, my boy?
What up,
Bill
y'all?
Walton, but no Bill. Yeah, Bill Walton's Bill Walton was a monster though.
Bill Walton,
and he carried the Trailblazers franchise early.
If he didn't get hurt.
We was just this same thing with the whole Larry Bird situation. There's a lot of players that are really, really great. And if they would have played a full 15, 20 years, they'd be up there as terms of top 3 discussion. And they have the talent to be top 10 in almost everyone's book, but people are going to rate him lower just because they didn't have the games put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's guys on this list that have crazy stats but only played 800 games, and I'm not going to put them top 10, top 5.
Yeah, so this Lakers team that played the Pistons, bro, they had Shaq, Kobe, Derek Fisher,
Gary Payton,
Malone, Luke Walton, Rick Fox,
Kareem Rush.
Rush was a killer on 2K. On 2K,
Brian
Kareem
Cook.
Rush
Shout
was
out to
a beast.
Brian Cook from Lincoln, Illinois, man. That's the hometown. Hey, shout out.
That team was stacked, but you can't lie, that Pistons team was hella good. They had Tayshaun, defender, good two-way player. He played his role good and didn't play too goofy. Obviously, Ben Wallace.
They had Darvin Ham. They even had Darko. Like, Darko was a number 2 overall pick and was their worst player. Like, imagine that.
Sheed was my favorite. Hooped in forces, bro.
Dude, she was a beast. That man, ball don't lie.
Man, Mike James was good.
Ball don't lie.
Lindsey Hunter was a good underrated defender.
Hey, and when he got hot, he could hit the threes.
Oh man, that's disrespectful.
What happened?
Cream pie. He said, "By the way, I'm white."
What the hell? You two be on. Oh Lord. Out of pocket, sir. You out of pocket.
Man. Anyways, let's get back to this list. So what was it's hard to keep up with all these comments.
He was saying with the Scottie Pippen, he said Clyde was better than Scottie.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I mean, for his career, points-wise, it's very similar, but when you look at it, he's a one-time NBA champion, 10-time All-Star, 9-time... No, my bad. Number 8 in career steals, top 35 in assists. For 7 straight seasons, he had 20 points per game. 210... Damn, he has 10 steals in a game twice. Yeah, he's a defensive. Like, he was just like a less athletic Jordan.
I feel like
Jordan was just this is Clyde. That's Jordan. But like Jordan was like that much more offensively.
I also feel like for as talented as Scottie Pippen was, I don't think he could have done it on a team by himself.
And here's the thing. I know they always make that argument for like those 2 years or that year and a half that Jordan was gone. That
they
Scottie
had the same record.
Listen. That Bulls team was a good team in general without Jordan. Jordan just elevated it. I'm not saying that they were ever going to win without him, but they were good enough to still compete. And they had a great coach and a great system. Like, Scottie wasn't a bum by any means. Like, in that system, that triangle, and you know how to run the triangle, you're gonna win games. Like Scottie, yeah, he's gonna have some good stats. And they had B.J. Armstrong. They had a lot of good shooters. And then that second go around when they had Rodman in them, I'm like, come on, man. Like,
and another thing, like I'll say, like a lot of times, and you know me, I'm the biggest LeBron fan. A lot of times people are like, well, LeBron was obviously better than Jordan, because look, when LeBron leaves Cleveland, his team goes to shit. But Jordan's role on there was just he was unstoppable, could nobody stop him, and he played top line defense. Like, yeah, LeBron does everything.
Jordan was the prototypical two-way player. Go lock down the other team's best player, or go put the best defense you can on them.
Yeah.
And then on the other end, give us the best you got.
And I'm not losing.
And we're not losing because the coach is going to just game plan around you. And the perfect game plan for that is a triangle. We'll let that one guy make the decisions. Whatever he does, you two other guys react to it. And the other guys just get ready to run back if something happens.
And that's why, like, sometimes when you have those arguments between LeBron and Jordan, like, LeBron is all around better, but I feel like when it comes down to the game, obviously all around better, it's about putting the ball in the damn cup. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why Jordan was just lethal, and that's why when they're like, well, LeBron needs help, Jordan didn't need no help. It's because Jordan was so unstoppable. 99 offensive scorers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I think at some point, the argument of GOAT, it gets pressed so much to the point that like people are like, yeah, LeBron feels like he's the greatest of all time because of what he's done, and he's done a lot to where people can make that argument, but. Mm-hmm. In terms of the game of basketball, like you said, it's just putting the ball in the basket and then stopping the other team from putting the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but LeBron...
Jordan's always putting it in the basket.
and I'm not saying you're not good at putting in the basket because clearly, hey, your career speaks for itself. Hey, hats off. But creating shots for others is not putting the ball in the basket. So
That's where talking it out loud. That's why I would say that. But we can keep going on this list. Tim Duncan, like I said, he could play in any era and kill.
Tim's so cold, man. That's my favorite power forward of all time.
Really?
My favorite power forward of all time. Honestly, if they would have beat the Heat that first go around.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you talking about when LeBron was there?
Tim Duncan would have been my top 5 all time.
Oh yeah.
He would have been my top 5 all time.
He jagged that layup. Remember that?
He didn't have his legs no more. He was old.
Man,
he was old. He didn't
layup.
have his legs no more. He couldn't finish. Because, Tim ain't never really jumped. He played
Jordan
real fundamental.
has Defensive Player of the Year, too.
Look at that shit, man. 15-time all-defensive team.
Jeff, would you say...
NBA record more than anybody else. More than Jordan. More than
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett.
I know Jordan got Defensive Player of the Year, but would you say there was better defenders in LeBron's era than there was in Jordan's era?
There was more versatile defenders. And
You know what I mean? Like...
I would say in Jordan's era, and anything from 1993 and back, like right before Jordan started, like I would say like as Jordan was winning those chips, that's where people were starting to look for, we need fast guards.
Mm-hmm.
We need someone to get in front of this man at all times.
Yeah.
Jordan is the one that like hit. When he came
True.
in during the 80s, he was so athletic and so effortless when he played the game of basketball that people were like, we ain't seen this before.
Yeah.
LeBron was the bigger version of that. No one ever seen 6'9" that can move. Like, everyone's seen Karl Malone. Yeah, he's 6'10", strong as an ox. They see Magic Johnson, 6'9", move like a gazelle, but he wasn't going to dunk on you. He could, but he wasn't just going to. You weren't really scared of Magic Johnson doing that. You were scared of him passing the ball. Young LeBron would try to take your head off
I know,
on a
like,
fast break.
I know, like, a lot of people say with the hand checking because it is a big difference, but I feel like the players today are so athletic it wouldn't affect the players as much as it did back then.
Mango.
I know he just called it Mango, but he has Mango in his name. That's hilarious.
Jordan has a DPOY too. Yeah, hard to say because you could hand check. It's definitely a tough area. Maybe not as skilled. You that what Jordan was getting.
I feel like in Jordan's era, it was more reckless defense.
And that's on part of the NBA. You can't. It's not our fault that the players now are getting protected because back then people were getting their necks
And it's
shit
annoying
broken.
now because they call foul and everything.
Yeah, it like the players don't even like this shit because like y'all know like y'all go to the Y, go to the rec, go wherever you go to hoop. You call your own calls, and the only time you really gonna call it is if it was a hard slap or some blood's drawn. That's about it. And or you gotta respect it if it's like a little clutch situation or something like that. But other than that, man, them ticky tack fouls, man. Some of these fouls these players get are ridiculous. That's why I'm happy they made some of those rule changes with the offensive players initiating contact because it's making the league go back to where you got to really sit down in that seat and you got to play some defense. And that offensive player, if he really wants to get a bucket, he gonna have to try to get that bucket.
Yeah. All right, we can keep going. We got Durant. Durant speaks for. Y'all seen that thing?
Durant's a unicorn.
Said the last 30 seconds of the game. It took 20 minutes. Oh yeah, that Lakers game. I don't even want to talk about it, man. They suck.
Lakers hot doo-doo.
I
had hopes for them to try to do like 40 wins this season. Oh my God, no.
Man, best 2K assembled team ever. But Durant. We didn't even really got to talk about Durant. He's just lethal.
Where would you rank Durant?
Like overall?
No, just like in small forwards. So in terms of like small forwards, just to name out a few, you got LeBron, Larry Bird, Dr. J, Kevin Durant.
I would
Scottie
say
Pippen.
Durant, I think, is neck and neck with LeBron. Like, I feel like that, and this is a thing that is frustrating about being a LeBron fan, because when the game's on the line, you need buckets. You know what I mean? Of course, you got to be able to pass the ball and have IQ, but it's about like putting the game on the line. If Durant's suiting up, you're getting 30, and LeBron is so based on what his team is gonna do So just because I'm having a good night doesn't mean you're gonna have a good night. You know what I'm saying? So if we go hoop tomorrow, and I'm night and day difference better than everybody we're playing, and you are too. But if I'm out there just passing you the ball and you're jagging, like I hate that LeBron's like, well, my team ain't killing. I'm just like, why, quit passing them the ball then. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you're playing at the park, wherever you playing, and you just constantly passing to open people and they ain't hitting the shit, they open for a reason. Like they just ain't hitting.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, Durant is just overall a killer.
He's a one-time MVP. He's got one MVP.
I feel like
and
MVPs don't count now. They don't. MVPs are so dumb now. When players feel like they should get it, they don't get it, and then when they don't get it, they get it. To me, I feel like MVP should. I think they should go away with the NBA.
I feel
MVP.
like what needs to happen is the award needs to be split into two different awards. I think it needs to go to the best offensive player of the year.
Like the NFL. Yeah, that would mix it up.
Because you already have a DPOY, just make it an offensive player of the year, and then make like another. Because like I don't get what they're really trying to say here. Because if you're on the best team, so usually it was the best team's best player would win MVP. That's how it used to be back in the day. That's why Bill Russell, Jesus, he has so many awards.
Oh yeah, Bill Russell,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But now it's not necessarily that, because look at Russell Westbrook. He got an MVP on a losing team. I mean they had a positive record, but
I hate the MVP.
they had like 40-something wins. They had like 40-something wins, and he averaged triple-double, which is amazing. You average triple-double. But it doesn't mean you're the most valuable player because you didn't really carry your team. You didn't make your team that much better.
Yeah.
It should go to whatever guy is elevating his team out of a situation that no one else could do or that nobody else is doing in that type of way. That's who the award should go to. That's why I feel like MVP should be.
I'm over the MVP award. Because they always say, like, oh, Jordan could have won it every year. LeBron could have won it every year. This player could have won it every year. Well, then, like, why didn't you give it to them?
Right.
Like, why don't not give it to somebody just because they win it every year? If they're that good, give it to them. You know, like
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a couple of MVPs that they got tossed, like Steve Nash.
Got back to back.
Steve Nash. He was the most valuable player because he was a guard that made that offense go for D'Antoni, and they led the league in total wins 2 years in a row.
Do-rag brothers.
But Shaq was the best player.
The do-rag brothers. I ain't got a do-rag on.
They got a do-rag, G.
The do-rag
What is
brothers.
his name? Allah Muhammad.
Oh, that's Wes. What up, Wes? I think that's
Oh
Wes.
my God.
Oh, no, it's not.
We can talk about emojis. Why do you look like that? I don't know. Why do you sound like that? Why do you type like that? Ask me why do I sound.
But anyways, I feel like the MVP can go out the window.
Yeah,
We can keep going on this list though. Durant, I mean, you put him right there neck and neck with LeBron. Curry top 2 of all time. Damn. Okay.
okay. Yeah.
I mean,
you see the
he's-
quiet. Yeah, no.
I mean, Curry is a beast though.
Hey, what about this, Tyler? Is Curry top 10 all time?
Yeah.
I think Curry's my number 10. I think he hit to. I used to not think it, but when you really watch Curry, all the shit that people talk about, oh, he's not a good defender. He's not built to be a defender, but that doesn't mean he's not a willing defender. He tries. He works his butt off on defense. He's fundamental.
Curry or Stockton? I'm taking Curry over.
I'm taking
Stockton.
Curry over Stockton. Now, Stockton does have 2 unbreakable records.
Appreciate you, Tamari, sharing the stream. Damn, we got to keep up with all these damn comments. Kyrie's one of my favorite players. I mean,
Kyrie's talented enough to be on the top 75 list.
he should be. It's ridiculous that he's not like. But he's injured all the time. He gets injured all the time.
And the NBA is kind of blackballing him a little bit because his whole coat. That, yeah. we go.
You know what? I gotta admit something about the Bulls. Is I love pissing the Bulls fans off because they always hate LeBron.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, the Bulls finna make it all the way to the Bulls finna make all the way to playoffs just to get put out first round. But then I was thinking about it more. What do you think about fat people? Man, I ain't trying to get canceled, man. Why you putting?
What do you think about fat people? They're just people. Come
They're
on,
just
man.
people
They're
with
just
extra
people.
skin,
Yeah,
man.
man.
They fool.
They got more room for love. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine not being full all the time. You know how it feels? You ever went to a buffet and you just full as fuck? Like, damn, I wish I could eat another plate. Bro, you can eat another plate.
You could eat another plate.
You could eat another plate.
Bro, you can eat a whole plate of sweets if you want to, and you'd be like, man.
But anyways,
that
the Bulls,
crab cake.
the only thing that I'm worried about with the Bulls is that I don't know if because it's gonna come down to half court offense. Are they gonna be able to play like that in the half court?
Are they gonna have enough space?
Yeah, like
They would have to run like
I think losing Caruso hurt them a lot. I can't wait for him to come back. I like their
Patrick
team.
Williams. They just got Derrick Jones Jr. back.
If they somehow traded for like a solid big,
They did. They got Tristan Thompson.
did they?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
He was playing pretty
We'll
good.
see how it goes. It's gonna come down to
they're
how,
looking decent.
it's gonna come down to me how they exactly and sus. I think the Bulls, bro.
We first see we not getting put out in the first, but we have no answer for Giannis or Embiid.
You don't.
You don't, man. And look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, we both played basketball.
Yeah, it's fun.
Damn, it's hard keeping up with all these comments.
I think the Bulls can make it to the playoffs, but if they really want the ship, they'll have to work harder. They just gotta stay healthy. They really do. Not having Lonzo, Caruso, they missing 3 really solid guys right now. No good defensive big. It's not even that.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all don't even have a big body.
But I agree with Jed. Like, they have no big.
Because, I mean, Vooch is good. He's solid. He's a really good player. And he's all-star level, but you can't win a chip.
I appreciate the bits, Raj.
Thank you. You can't win a chip in the East with a big like that. Because the East bigs is something different.
Yeah, I feel like I would say that nobody is. I appreciate all the follows from you guys.
You wild. They probably don't like you either, sir or ma'am.
I mean, if you don't like fat people, bro, just imagine it's just a face.
Yo. Hey, we don't want to say
man.
those words in here, fellas. Hey, take those ones off.
Man, y'all share each other's numbers and start a group chat and y'all talk it out.
Yeah,
Anyways, I don't think anybody has an answer for Giannis, but what I want to see is Giannis and Embiid. I want to see them go at it.
I'm biased. I want to see Miami against anybody. I would love to see Miami and Chicago in the ECF, but we're 1-2 right now, so I mean, it would make for a beautiful matchup because you got a lot of defense in that matchup, and if Victor Oladipo's coming back. So you're gonna have Victor Oladipo trying to stick Zach LaVine. Does he have a soul?
I'm just gonna let y'all argue it out in the chat.
Oh my lord. Okay. Patrick Ewing.
But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm personally rooting for Philly this year because I know.
Embiid been working his butt off, and I low key. I mean, I've always kind of liked Harden. I know he. I wouldn't say like ruined the game, but he just really abused the rule calls. I don't think the Heat or the Bulls can beat the Bucks or the 76ers, just in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think the Heat can beat the 76ers right now with James Harden. No, it would have to be a matchup. And with the Bucks, it all depends on the situation. I think the Heat match up well with them defensively, but we'd have to really catch like fire. Like Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, they're all. Bam Adebayo's got to play top tier. He's got to play like how he did 2 years ago when he played against Boston. When he played against LA before he got hurt. He's got to really play his butt off against Giannis because that's the only other guy that I can think of that's similarly like mobile. Bam, yeah, Bam's 6'8", 6'9", like 250.
But the only thing is, Bam can't guard Embiid.
No, he can't. He can try to manage him. That's all he can do. But then. Yeah, Embiid's a big boy.
I think I would gladly take that trade I seen on Facebook. I'll trade you Anthony Davis and somebody else for Bam Adebayo.
And Jimmy Butler. It was Anthony Davis for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo.
Shoot,
Never.
I'll trade you 10 front row seats and Anthony Davis for Bam Adebayo.
Y'all would kill. The Lakers would go nuts with Bam. I ain't gonna lie to you, because then they still have Dwight off the bench for size.
But Clay ain't top 10.
Clay top 10 what?
Top 10 shooter? Yeah, but he ain't no top 10 player.
Clay's a top top 3 shooter in my mind.
Yeah, he's a top 5.
I think it's Steph. See, look, when you say shooter, like do you take in account like the form?
I mean,
You
like
mean in the bubble? Yeah. Why does that matter if it was in the bubble or not? You in there to hoop. You in there to do your job. Everybody in the same conditions. If you can't bring your shit, you can't bring your shit. They literally said it was like hooping in an open court gym. So you telling me you only getting up for the fans, but you can't get up to carry your team and get a chip? Just saying. Like shit. Hey, that Boston Celtics team, that same team that is always up and down, they were showing up. The bubble was a sham. You wild. You're hilarious.
What did he say?
He said the bubble was a sham.
The one thing I liked about the bubble is it was just straight up hooping.
It was straight up hooping, man. That like you can't
who
deny
was
that.
motivated. Like
Exactly.
You see who's
guys
motivated.
like T.J. Warren actually hooped because it wasn't about I'm gonna put on a show for the crowd. I'm just gonna go out there and get buckets. You know what I'm saying? So and you seen guys really come out of their shell and really make a lot of good plays. You know, I mean the Lakers they got away with a chip, but hey, they lost. The Heat lost 4-2. They had injuries. You know what I'm saying? Then the Lakers they were healthy. They were there. The shit really the whole team was healthy in the finals.
Who?
The Lakers. You guys had everybody. You guys had Rondo.
You guys got hurt.
Everyone. Goran Dragic tore his tendon in his foot. Bam Adebayo's shoulder or his arm was messed up from that block he had on Jason Tatum. That was an amazing block.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? Damn, broke his rotator.
I liked the bubble because it was just straight up hooping. That's what I liked about the bubble. I don't think there should have been. I know there's a lot of people making excuses and stuff, but man, if you like to hoop, but also I could see why it's harder for people to get up because when you got a bunch of people in the crowd, it's like gonna get you energized, fired up. But man, I don't know. But back to the East, I think in the East.
Man, look, in the East, it's all about matchups. All right, look, and it's all about momentum.
Yep.
During that finals run, Jimmy don't really have a lot of offense, but he was putting up some buckets. He had a lot of 30-point games. He was carrying the Heat team.
He was playing his heart out.
What's up, Tamari? How you doing, brother?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, during that run, like right now.
Tamari's a moderator, so he can ban some of these.
Right now, Miami's actually in the lead in the Eastern Conference.
Ah, damn! I didn't even know they were number 1 seed.
They're number 1 because they beat the Bulls this season, and they owe the tiebreaker over them. So they're technically above.
So these guys are in the play-in? What is this line here?
Yeah, the 7 through 10 seeds are the play-in. So Toronto would play Atlanta, and Brooklyn would play Charlotte. I'm gonna tell you this right now: if it's a one-game scenario, and Brooklyn is not all the way 100% ready to go, and Charlotte is, Charlotte will put them boys out.
Who?
Charlotte. They beat Brooklyn. If Brooklyn,
you think?
If Brooklyn ain't healthy all the way, if Kyrie messing around, if they got to play. Say Charlotte jumps Brooklyn somehow and gets to the 8 seed and Brooklyn stays at the 9 and Charlotte's got home court.
Yeah. I don't know though. If they have Durant, I don't think they have a chance.
Actually, I don't know. Look, they home court shit. They might actually rather play in Brooklyn. I forgot Brooklyn fans don't even like their team.
No, they want to play in Charlotte so Kyrie can play.
Facts. They be trash at home.
Raptors, I don't got any faith in the Raptors.
They're just a solid team. They got a lot of good hoopers. Gary Trent Jr.
I like
tough.
Dude, what's his name? Van Fleet disappointed me in the 3-point contest.
Yeah, I mean he's a scorer. He's not really a shooter.
I don't have any faith in the Celtics.
They climbed up because they were down in the play-in for a while. Cleveland has stayed steady all season. I love it. I really appreciate Cleveland for.
LeBron needs to go back to that young Cavs team.
If he go back, I swear to God. If he go back though,
and wins a ring with all them young guns.
This is how you gotta do it. He gotta go back in free agency and stop going. Like he's gotta go back in free agency and just take less. Take what they'll give him. Hey, LeBron, we'll give you $22 million. He'd be like, all right, cool.
Man,
I'll move back.
I'm gonna go back to this list real quick. Patrick Ewing jagged a layup.
Knees was
he
shot.
jagged one of the worst layups.
They would have to trade everyone away to get him. No, that's a thing though.
Like get him when he's a free agent.
The Cavaliers actually have a lot of cap space because all they have is young guns.
I feel like they would have to get him when not this next year, but when
they would have to get him next
up.
year. Yeah, they'd have to get him next season which would work because Bronny would technically, because he's a junior right now, so next year he'd be a senior. LeBron moves back to Cleveland for Bronny's freshman year of college, which he'd be able to go anywhere, and I'm guessing he'd probably go to like Ohio State.
Yeah,
because LeBron loves Ohio State. I would think Bronny would just go to Ohio State University and try to be their hooper there for a year or two, and then LeBron would try to have him play in Cleveland or something like that. That's my guess, but
Patrick Ewing, sold a layup. I'm not a big fan of Patrick Ewing.
Patrick's pretty good, man. But then again, okay, so this
he did do the same thing. Timmy did the same, Jack, but Timmy's got rings. Patrick, man, I'm not a big Patrick Ewing fan.
See, this is that thing I was telling you about the New York Knicks players.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Ewing, the New York Knicks are such an amazing franchise, but they're also one of the most dog-wash franchises. That's a lot of New York franchises, by the way. I don't know why they're ran so terribly, but Patrick Ewing is a very skilled big man, and he's Hall of Fame worthy. I'm not exactly sure where he's rated on the list.
I'm not sure. He didn't get a ring because of Mike, but me personally, I'm not a fan of him. I felt
like Dennis Rodman's at 67. I feel like Dennis Rodman should be like 70 something because I don't know. He did two things really good. He played defense and he got rebounds.
Who?
Dennis Rodman. He did two things well.
But dude, he did them so well.
He did.
I would hate playing against him.
But like you got like Patrick. Okay, Patrick Ewing was at 40.
Is that Pat? Is that passing? Patrick Ewing's at 40 overall. That's insane. I feel like that's insane. So that's saying he's better than Walt Frazier, who is another Knick player. I don't think he was better than Gary Payton. I don't think he was better than Jason Kidd. I agree with you, Jet. If
Patrick don't got rings because of Mike,
if Dennis Rodman is on this, Big Ben should be on this list.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
Bob McAdoo was a monster, by the way. I never knew how good he was. My uncle told me about him. R.I.P.
Where is like Dennis or
Okay, look, Reggie. Number 51. I love Reggie. Reggie should not be that high on the list. He should not be at 51. He should be like 60 something. Reggie, 18 points a game.
I feel like he's so high on the list because he gave Jordan hell.
Yes.
Like he got that bump from like a lot of these players
because he got under
bump
because they either played against them and lost a lot, or in the very rare case of like Reggie was like, I'm not scared of you, dude. I'm gonna get my shots off.
But he also had the 3-point record.
He did. Well, that's because, he was the first guy to come out and do that. He was just, I'm going to just shoot it. But that's all Reggie was. And here's the thing, another thing about Reggie. Reggie was a great shooter. Is mad underrated.
I don't know if he's underrated.
He's not underrated. Because he's rated 51 overall all time.
Yeah.
And he only averages 18 points a game. Klay Thompson averages more than that. And Klay Thompson will beat Reggie's record in way faster time than what Reggie put it up in.
Yeah.
And that's after having all these injuries because Klay's been hurt multiple times. Imagine Klay being the leader of a team. That would be tough.
That's fair. But at the same time, he would be in the same spot as Reggie. He would get
more shots. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know if you've seen it, but when Klay came back that first game, let's not act like Klay don't got a bag. That he got a handle. Klay got it all. He just don't have to use it. It's that team. But Klay isn't that number one guy. Facts. But as a number two guy, he's averaging better stats. Klay can't be the number one guy. I don't know.
I feel like he couldn't be the number one guy because he doesn't have the
he don't have that leadership quality of mindset.
No, not necessarily that. I feel like he's gonna need it. He's gonna need somebody to get him the ball. Like Curry can do it all by himself, and Reggie could bring it up the court. Not saying Klay can't bring it up the court, but I don't feel like he has the all-around skill to just be that ISO takeover player.
I don't think Reggie was ever really just giving nobody the taps and doing shit. If anything, Reggie was more of he could bring it up the court, but Reggie really excelled off coming off the sharp screens and catching and shooting. Like Kyle Korver, Richard Hamilton, who also literally said that he
Richard Hamilton is like Klay Thompson, but except for Richard Hamilton had a 99 mid range and Klay's got like a 99.3.
Yeah.
Like if
Reggie's like the best of both worlds because he literally would shoot like coming off the screen. He can get you in the three. He can keep because he had a nice step back. Reggie had one of those almost James Harden-esque type like play styles where he created space so quickly and so well.
I also feel like too.
But he
like,
also could use the screen.
Reggie was like an annoying defender. So imagine
just a better Klay, even though Klay was a better shooter, if that makes sense. No, it does because he's a better overall player than Klay, but Klay's a better shooter. But they have very similar play styles.
I feel like too Jed, that Reggie Miller was such an annoying defender and he talked so much shit. Imagine Patrick Beverley having a burner. You know what I mean? Imagine Patrick, because he was a scrappy defender.
Yeah.
So imagine, like Patrick Beverley out there guarding the best player or the second best player, just like being super annoying, but also dropping like 30 on you. And Reggie Miller had to guard a lot of good players back then. Imagine all the good guards he had to guard.
Yeah, but it wasn't. That's another reason why he never won any other awards. Because he I'm sorry, but Reggie wasn't playing really good defense. Like, he was scrappy. He's like Steph Curry. He's a bigger Steph Curry.
No, you're good, Jed. Shoot.
And he was mad ugly.
You can keep commenting. It's slowed down.
Can we actually acknowledge no 06 Pistons on that list at all? Am I bad? Are you good?
I do feel that Ben Wallace obviously should be on here. I feel like Chauncey should be. I think Chauncey Billups. See, this is my problem.
Out of all of them that are on there, Ben Wallace deserves it the most. And then Chauncey.
And then I'm fine with the other guys not making it.
Yeah. Because the other guys are gonna get Hall of Fame. I don't think Tayshaun will get Hall of Fame, only because.
No, he won't.
Yeah. Because Rip Hamilton played with the Wizards. He played with Jordan.
Yeah.
He was averaging 20 points a game with Jordan.
At least over Dame. I mean, sadly, there's a lot of players you could put over Dame at this point. Dame has no. Oh yeah.
Wait, why do you feel like Dame doesn't belong in the top 75?
I agree he doesn't, but
because I feel like Dame. Like if you go back to the to the other sheet, and it should be in the L's.
Let's see if I can change the way I'm viewing this. You said
it's down this way more. All right. Yeah. Malone. Oh.
Jordan.
JKL. Lillard.
Yeah. I thought I seen him. Jordan.
Right there. That one. So D
Lillard.
So what do you say? Call me crazy. Just a point guard comparison because I can name 5 players better right now. Billups, T-Mac, Vince, all better than Dame.
Yeah.
All right, so
I agree with that.
Dame's played 9 seasons. He's averaging 25, 6.5 assists, 4 rebounds, 89% from free throw range.
Which is good.
In his 9 seasons, he's a 6-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA. He's number 10 in career 3 points made already in 9 seasons. He's 3-time 60 points, and he's already scored 60 points 3 times. He's hit 12 3-pointers in a playoff game. He's a minutes leader in a season and number 8 in career free throw percentage, rookie of the year. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I agree with you. He shouldn't be on the list, bro. I would even put Steve Nash over him.
Steve Nash is on there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, Steve Nash is on the list. He's
not Steve Nash. I'm thinking of Tony Parker, like we was talking about earlier.
Yeah, I put Dwight Howard over there. I'd put Dwight over Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
I'd put Dwight Howard over Jerry Lucas.
And we can't even use an excuse that Lillard's been on a shitty team.
He's had some good teams.
He's had some damn good teams. I mean, I know he plays in a tough West, but that shouldn't.
I just feel like Oakland.
What's the NBA record?
I just feel like, or not Oakland, sorry, Portland. His NBA record is 12 3-pointers made in a playoff game.
Oh yeah.
I think Damian Lillard gets a lot of clout because he put out Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, and Paul George
Mm.
in that playoff game. He sent them home. I think because he pushed the Warriors for a little bit, and he really battled against. He was staying relevant in the playoffs and battling against that really good Warriors team for a while. Not really saying he was ever going to beat them, but he was doing enough. Yeah, Stevie Steve's on there.
Steve Nash, one of my favorite players.
Red life playmaker. It's crazy he only averaged 8.5 assists per game.
That is crazy.
Like, that's the one thing that always like it's mind-boggling to me that he's like such a good playmaker. But
Well-
it was more or less because he wasn't really passing to get assists. He was passing to like create shots. So like he just was trying to set the offense. He wasn't
Mhm.
really trying to
And he
get
played.
stats.
It's crazy to think him and Dirk played on the same team.
Man. And Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd played with Steve Nash too for a little bit.
Where is Dirk at on this list? Because, like, as much of a fan of I am of Dirk,
He's top 25, I think.
and he was a hell of a player, but, man, he just couldn't get it done in the playoffs except for that one time. Like, he was known for being soft. Like, a lot of people forget that. Like, I feel like what gave Dirk the bump is when them beating the
Heat.
You hold it, you get. I feel that
They beat LeBron.
I feel like them beating LeBron got him up, because before then he was known.
Like D Wade's 30. I feel like D Wade's top 20, maybe top 25. I feel like D Wade's
Who'd you
better.
put him over?
I feel like D Wade's better than John Stockton, and John Stockton's at 24.
Where?
D Wade's at 30. I feel like D Wade's better than Chris Paul. He's better than George Mike and Isaiah Thomas. He's better than John Havlicek.
I feel like Dwayne Wade's overall career is not better than Chris Paul's.
Oh yeah, because Chris is still playing.
Well, just because, like, Dwayne Wade, he had, like, a small window when he was just, like, a goon.
He just had he had like 2005
And let's
through
not
like
forget,
2010.
Chris Paul dunked on Dwight Howard.
D Wade
Postered
D
him.
Wade glassed his shit 2 hands.
He did, but Chris Paul postered him.
He did though. He piped it. Hey, Chris Paul has sneaky bounce, bro. He got like that. He got like that dude that walk up to the park when you playing. He got like the high stocking white socks on.
Yeah.
With like the high top Walmart brand Nikes. Dunking your ass. I think D Wade's better.
Giannis?
I think D Wade's better than KG all time.
Who?
I think D Wade's better than Kevin Garnett all time.
Man. That's a tough call, too.
I know because KG had a really good prime, but he's only got 1 chip, and he left his team to go get a chip. He
did.
ring chased, and he has the audacity to tell. He still gets mad about Ray Allen leaving. Petty little vice lords for you.
I feel like Giannis. Could Giannis
Like
be
Pistons,
higher
Isaiah
here?
Thomas. Yeah, I am. Not smoking crack though. We don't do that around here.
Yeah, I feel like Giannis can't go no higher right now.
It's a personal opinion. It doesn't really matter. It's just
I feel like Giannis. I mean, it's crazy.
Giannis is
seeing-
high already. He's 18 on the list.
He deserves it. I will say in 2 years, Giannis will pass Dirk on this list.
Yeah, I feel like Moses Malone was really good.
Sleeper good.
I'm so happy they have Dr. J so high on the list.
Yeah, he's a
14.
killer.
14. Dr. J got some respect on this list.
He does.
Hakeem got some respect on this list at 13.
Keem was a
KD's
beast.
at 12. Shaq's at 11. Kobe's at 10. See, okay, look. So, Larry's at 7. Bill's at 6. I understand why. They rank it like this. Drake.
Do we agree with him?
bless. Where's AI? AI's at
You
31, right behind D Wade, which I also think he's rated a little too low.
What do we agree with? He's asking, what do we agree with it? What,
Wait, are we agreeing that what about Isaiah Thomas and D Wade, or what's the question? Exactly. What is the question exactly?
man.
What is your top 5, Tyler?
Where is AI? Do you agree where he is? Let me find
He's
AI.
at 31, and no, I don't agree. I feel like AI's top, I say 28, maybe
Let me go
27.
see. Where's he at?
In all reality, I think D Wade's probably like top 25. I don't
Where-
think, or he's like 25,
Where's that?
25 to 30 range. I don't think he's
Isaiah's
top 25.
31.
Because-
Iverson. Allen Iverson took the shittiest team besides LeBron to the finals.
Yeah, because can we say something real quick? Dirk Nowitzki's team that he took to the finals
Was stacked.
was not a bad team.
No, that
They
team was
smacked
good.
the shit out of everybody on the way to that run. Miami and them was taking them lightly because they were thinking, oh, we already, we got this.
I'll tell you what frustrated and what they couldn't stop was what was the short dude's name?
JJ Barea
JJ
was
Barea.
cooking Braun.
Well, I'm saying what killed it is JJ Barea got in the teeth of the defense.
It's
and
'cause we
was
were playing
feeding
zone.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like
And he was so small and quick. AI's
AI?
at 31. Go
AI's
down a little bit. Who we got? No, go down this way.
AI.
Scotty's at 32.
I would put AI.
I think maybe Isaiah Thomas needs to be a lot higher down. I think
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas needs to be over Kevin Garnett, not D Wade.
I feel like AI's at a good spot.
Really, at 31?
I mean,
Maybe you can move him a spot or two.
who do you think?
I
put
guess.
over on
No,
here?
you're kind of right. It's tough.
It's tough because it's also tough because there's not a lot of point guards up here.
Yeah, because a lot of wings and bigs get in there. John Stockton's rated pretty high though,
Well, he's all-time assist leader.
and steals leader. Yeah, 31. I mean,
Now, if you're like talking about straight up hooping, you could put him a little higher.
I feel like these three are all interchangeable. AI, D Wade, and Chris Paul. If somebody wanted to switch them around, they could flip them around because their impacts were all different.
go to
Wade's was
primes.
championships and
If you're doing primes, I think it's right.
primes.
Yeah, like if you do like primes, like I would take D Wade over all these guys. Like in his prime.
Over AI and Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little 5 year window.
When he
Yeah.
was just like lethal defender, fast as hell.
Dunk on anybody, shoot
and
the
he
midi.
had like the good midi, and he was so good at pump faking, and then
He had that Paul Pierce pump fake, I swear. Okay, here's a hot take, AI or Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. That's not even a hot take. I feel like it's blasphemous.
AI was the better hooper, but
Dude, you forget
I can't even
about
say
Chris
that.
Paul in New Orleans, dude. He was a hooper.
He really
You pull up
was.
Some highlights.
I would say AI's only issue was he could never have the team around him. Chris Paul his
Yeah.
body kept betraying him. So it's really hard to say which one was what because they had different things that kind of set them back.
I feel
Chris
like,
Paul's body's always betrayed him. Chris no rings Paul. AI no rings AI. Hey, the one ain't got no rings.
Sadly,
But Chris Paul's played with way better teams though. I will say that. So AI and
He has
has
had good
always
teams.
had
That's
good.
what
Yeah,
I was
he
gonna
has
bring
always had
up.
good teams.
He has always had good teams, but
But his teammates are the ones that ain't show up, not him. Chris Paul always showed up. His team, DeAndre Jordan, literally held the ball when he could have put it back up in a playoff game and lost the game for him.
I feel like AI is a scorer though because
Yeah, but it's not easy to win with Harden. No one has ever won any championship with Harden. That is a fact. And I feel like Joel Embiid is the only person that has a shooting chance because he's a big man.
But Iverson also is like the vocal point of the team. Like Chris Paul's not the vocal point of the team.
Chris Paul is just the playmaker. He's the guy he's the floor general.
If you put AI on any of those Chris Paul teams, I don't think they go any further.
Yeah, AI with Harden's not winning.
AI with the
AI with Blake and them ain't winning because they didn't have any other point guard to run the offense. They had Jamal Crawford.
and Chris Paul was a scrappy defender. He had led the league in steals. Hell of a time.
Chris Paul when they played OKC and they took him to 6 games.
Yeah.
Chris Paul was pretty. Hey, he was giving Kevin Durant some business. I remember Tony Allen. Tony Allen and Chris Paul were the only two guys that really slowed. I wouldn't say did a good job in really defending, but slowed Kevin Durant down. Like made it harder for him because they would get in his shooting pocket and keep him from really getting that ball off. Yeah, I mean, I think 30 is okay. I think 30. I think all those rankings are pretty.
I think for what AI done, I feel like he's really high because what accolades does he really have?
He's got 2 MVPs.
I know, but I'm saying besides that, we already said the MVP
Scoring
really
champions.
doesn't matter.
He got the scoring
Let me go
championships.
find
He's
it.
got hella All-Star. He's got All-Star game MVPs.
I don't really account all that. In my opinion, I don't count all that.
So what is more of your basis for like a top 75? Is it more just off skill level?
I think
Because no disrespect, I love D Wade, but like T Mac and Vince Carter were a little bit more skilled.
I think it should just be based off straight off hooping.
PJ Tucker is this era of Tony Allen. No.
Tony Allen was a good defender. Like
Tony Allen was a much better defender than what. Yeah, it was a much better. And the Grizzlies, Tony Allen. Tony Allen could actually shut down players, and then with the superstars, he could actually really slow them down. Like Kobe would struggle against Tony Allen.
You gotta give Jet a little bit of props because PJ Tucker guards big guys.
He guards everybody and he doesn't quit. He has that heart like Tony.
If PJ Tucker was a guard, then I feel like they would be the same.
Yeah, I think it's because PJ's a bit bigger. He's like 6'7", like 240.
Yeah,
he's a bigger dude. He's more of a football body guy, but he really just.
We got Iverson right here.
AI's a 7-time All-NBA. He's a Rookie of the Year. 7-time minutes played leader. Damn,
he averaged 41 minutes.
Holy shit.
He damn near played the whole game.
That's because that's all they had. Philly really overused him. 27, 6 and 3, 2 steals. I will say, even though AI is like up there in the steals leaders, he's 3-time steals leader, number 7 in career points per game. Damn. 25 in career points. He's not even he's not top 10 or anything like that on the steals list, but he's a 3-time steals leader, 4-time points leader, 2-time All-Star MVP. He's only a 1-time MVP. His steals come off of just like a lot of passing lanes. I mean, he's a quick guy. He was a very anticipated type player. I mean, he played football, man.
He was a good hooper.
He was a good hooper.
I mean, that's what
he was a good athlete.
Having.
He was a raw athlete. AI was an athlete. You got a lot of athletes getting in the league and they ball it up. D-Wade was an athlete too,
But if I was to do my top 5,
what's your
in
top
no
5?
order? In the
comment section, comment your top 5. Let's see what y'all got, man. If you don't feel comfortable doing your top 5 in order, just put who you got. You ain't got to listen at 1 through 5, but let's see what you got.
Like, it's crazy to think, before I answer this, it's crazy to think Robert Ory's not top 75, and look how many rings he has.
Because he wasn't like a...
But look how many rings he had.
Sam Jones got 10 rings, but he also has All-Star. Like, Robert Ory never really made no All-Star. Like, you got to be like an All-NBA selection.
But he was known for, like, that clutch flamethrower.
I think if you put him, like, on the all-time, like, shooters list, you could probably put him on there, like, top 10.
No, you could just put top 5 all-time in any order. Man, it's tough for me.
If you did by position, I mean, you can do order. If you do position, if you want to.
I would for sure do Michael and LeBron. And this is in no order.
I got Kareem as my 3. I got Magic as my 4.
I'm sorry, but I got Shaq in my top 5.
I don't know if I can put Shaq over Kobe. And the only reason why I say that is because Shaq. So Kobe as a guard, I feel like did more and carried the team more than what Shaq did because Shaq was ultimately more dominant.
He was just so unstoppable.
But he allowed that to be his downfall because like he kind of just started quitting on himself. Like he started like
disregard his after his Lakers.
He had a ring with the Heat.
I know, but disregard after his because he was on weight. All right, then we'll stop after
Tyler. He played another 13, 12 seasons after.
I know he played a shitload of seasons, but if take away all his goofy teams when he played with the Suns, the Celtics,
so anything
Cavs,
anything after Miami,
I think he was just lethal because I love Kobe to death, and I would sit here and think about it. But there was
I guess Kobe was younger, so he
got
got more prime. Man, Kobe won young because he had the benefit of playing with such a great player, and then he also had to thrive because he had all this open space because you have this giant, massive tank down in the paint.
Yeah, so I mean, if I did Kobe, if I did Michael, LeBron,
you gotta have Magic in the top 5.
Magic, Shaq.
I wouldn't have a problem with having Shaq 5.
Shaq. Damn.
Because I can't rate any of these guys over up. I can't rate any of those guys over like maybe the Big O. He's got 1 chip. I gotta put Will, right?
I know a lot of people like Kareem.
The top 5 I think is solidified. right now. Like I said, I think maybe you could have put Tim Duncan and maybe knocked out somebody. If he would have had 6, you could have knocked out maybe Kareem because Tim would have had.
Jet said putting Isaiah. Bro, people forget Isaiah Thomas had a burner.
No, yeah, he did. Magic Johnson said he was better than him.
Like he had
Magic Johnson said Isaiah Thomas the best point guard of all time. He said that.
And Jet, that's what I'm talking about. Some of these players on this list got the Michael the Michael Rub, and he's one of those players I feel like went down.
You got Kobe
because
number
of
2
what
all
Michael
time?
said.
Is that Kobe number 2 all time, or is that just Isaiah's better than Magic? Yeah, he is, because I mean, he's 6 foot, 5'11".
Dude, he was a killer.
And he dunked on some people.
Yeah, he was a killer.
Isaiah was a
That's
beast.
That's his favorite. Or that's his in order. Hakeem, dude, that's not a bad take.
I can't put Kobe at 2. I love Kobe. Rest in heaven, man, for real.
I can't put Bird in my top 5.
I can't put Bird in my top 5, Jet, only because he didn't have enough. He didn't have enough of a career. Like, he was absolutely one of the most skilled players of all time. As skilled as Kobe, as skilled as Jordan, as skilled as AI, any guy that you want to talk about. He had a good handle, rebound, pass the ball, shoot the ball, anyway, left hand, right hand, post fade, whatever you want it. But he didn't have enough. There's other guys that have more. Wilt Chamberlain, as much as people want to say about him being 7'1", everybody else 6'7", 6'8", they had to change the game because he was too good. It don't matter that he was bigger. That's Shaq was bigger.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Shaq was bigger. Wilt Chamberlain, honestly, bro, like if they didn't change all the rules, would have been the GOAT, and he was the GOAT for a while. But like before they even started calling it the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean,
But we talking about Hoopers. This is man played a whole second half only with his left hand and he's a righty. Most definitely Larry's cold.
I mean,
but everyone has their stories where they kill shit. Everyone has their stories.
I mean, but
Kobe got 81.
You can say that, Jet.
That's cool, but Will got 100.
LeBron's left-handed.
Yeah, LeBron's left-handed.
And he
plays basketball right-handed. LeBron's left-handed. Dwight Howard's left-handed, but he plays right-handed. A lot of these players, shit happens to them and they change. I'm not trying to discredit like Larry killing shit, because I know that he came out and he told him I'm gonna play the whole second half left-handed, and he went out there and killed it. But
yeah, I mean that's just a legend story.
That's a legend story, but one game doesn't define your career, and unless it's like your only opportunity to ever win like a championship or something like that.
Man, I mean, there's just so much. Charles Bark, I love Charles.
You know what's crazy? We only ever talk about players like and their greatness, like so say like Jordan, like he scored like 60 something again, like he scored like 63 in that loss to the Celtics, but they talk about it more like the celebration of him scoring 63 versus the fact that he just took an L.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like yeah, he scored 63, but he took an L. Like Devin Booker scored 70, but he took an L.
Took an L.
You know what I'm saying? Kobe had 81 in a win. Wilt had 100 in a win. You know, David Robinson had 71 in a win.
Just said Bird is the best shot maker.
The best shot maker of all time?
What do you mean by that?
Steph's better.
What do you mean? What do you think he means by that, though?
I think he means he can make any type of shot. But Kevin Durant can make any type of shot.
Durant can make.
I think Durant's better than KD. Like how LeBron is 5 and 6. Wait, Larry Bird is the best. Wait, I'm trying to see. I don't care about career. I'm talking about straight up hooping.
That's true. I don't know though. I mean, I feel like we should.
If we're talking about straight up hooping, then I don't know if you could put.
I feel like
there's other guys that are just as skilled as Larry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of skilled players. There's guys that are more skilled that play in today's league they're not talked about because they're not given the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I feel like we shouldn't. I mean,
because Kevin Garnett is equally as skilled. He can shoot the ball. When he was in his prime, he could take you off the dribble, cross you over, pull up mid range.
And to me, I know a lot of people bring it up, and I'm not saying this because I'm a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
But I feel like we shouldn't count. You shouldn't say like Jed put 5 and 6. I feel like we shouldn't. ESPN top 10 is trash. I feel like we shouldn't bring up his 5 and 6 in the finals because if we're gonna do that, there's so many people that would be way above it, like big guy from the damn Celtics.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. I mean, he would be the top 5. Like, I don't feel like you should count the finals record because if that's the case, if we count the finals record, like Jerry West shouldn't be in the top 75.
Yeah, because he's 1-10 or 1-9 or 1-9.
Yeah,
and I know he's the logo. I know Jerry's the logo.
But I'm saying like you gotta. That's
Come on,
why.
man.
That's why I said there's certain things I think they should throw out, like the MVPs. I just feel like there's a
But that's the thing is like, it's so hard to do a 75 list. That's why I was kind of happy they introduced it as guards, as forwards, as centers, big men
at the game,
at the actual because it's so hard to really rank players that are different positions. Like, how do I compare a guy like Jordan who is asked to do a completely different thing than a guy like Magic or a guy like LeBron? Because Magic.
Oh, we're looking at Ethan.
Matt.
Ethan said.
Ethan said ESPN top 10 is trash. Biggest top 75 snub. The biggest snub.
I forgot we're looking at ESPN right now. Do you got that snub list?
I said it's over here. It's one of. Oh, maybe you clicked off of it.
I got it.
The snub list. Oh, it's on the side. Remember, you like had a little small little window up for it.
Yeah, here it goes right here.
All right, so our snub list that we've seen so far has been Tracy McGrady, Dwight Howard, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Vince Carter, Bernard King, Alex English was a beast, Pau Gasol, Bob Lanier, different nuggets, Adrian Dantley, and he played for the Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning. That might be my biggest snub. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nikola Jokic, Klay Thompson, and Chris Bosh. That's another solid player. I wouldn't say Chris Bosh is better than Alonzo Mourning all time, even though Mourning only has one chip.
Ooh, but Mourning dude was a goon.
But he had the DPOYs. That's another guy who had 3 or 4 DPOYs.
He was a straight shutdown.
I would say Alonzo Mourning deserves it more than Ben Wallace, and we were arguing that Ben Wallace deserved to be on earlier.
Yeah,
And Dikembe Mutombo, I wouldn't say. See, because Prime Alonzo could give you 20 and 10 with 3 blocks.
Yeah.
And no one on that list besides Vince Carter could give you Dwight Howard could give you some stats like that. I mean, Nikola Jokic is really good and all, but he's still very early in his career. He's too early for me to put on.
As much as Manu was really good, I don't think he was a snub.
Manu, if you put,
I don't know
if you did like a top 100 basketball players of all time, or like maybe if you did like, I don't know, if you put an asterisk in and added some, he's just not better than he's not better than.
He came off the bench, and that's nothing against.
He's better than Damian Lillard,
but that's nothing. That's nothing against him though. But he came off the bench. Like, we didn't get any type of him just playing by himself.
Like if Jamal Crawford had 4 chips, we'd be talking about the same thing, or 5 chips. Like no disrespect to Manu Ginobili, he was cold. He gave buckets to Kobe, D Wade, Braun, all them boys. He blocked James Harden in that clutch.
Ethan said who should not be on the top 75 list?
Damian Lillard for sure.
Damian Lillard for sure.
I would say maybe where's he at?
Man, that's a good point. Who would you take off?
Sam Jones. I'm sorry. Sam Jones was a solid player. If you go to his his thing. Sam Jones is a solid player. He has 10 NBA championships, but he played with Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Like, I could also probably maybe move Bob Cousy off, even though he was like he was like the point. He was like the original point guard.
Yeah, Ethan. I was just about to say I would take Anthony Davis off right now.
AD off.
Who was we looking at?
Sam Jones to be with a J, so be way down here. Probably, right there. Sam Jones is a 5-time All-Star.
10-time NBA.
10-time NBA champion. Just for comparisons, Damian Lillard has 6 All-NBAs and he has 6 All-Stars. This guy has 3 All-NBA. Yeah, he averages 17 and a half, 4 rebounds or 5 rebounds and 2.5 assists.
Yeah.
Like, he played with Bill Russell, man. But I mean, they played on a great team. That Boston Celtics team also had Bob Cousy on that same team.
That Celtics team, and that's what I'm saying with some of these players, they get the rub. Like you were saying, you could take Dennis Rodman off.
Yeah, I mean, I would take Dennis Rodman off top 75. Because if Scottie Pippen is rated as low as he is, he's at 32.
Then Manu should be on if Rodman's on. I kind of feel like that. Because, they both didn't do... I feel like they both...
Nah, I don't know. Because Rodman was, dude, he was 6'6", averaging 19 rebounds a game.
That's true.
That in itself, 19... bro, you put down 19 rebounds for me in a game and you 6'6", I don't care if you...
That's true.
That's why they didn't care if that man wore a dress and high heels.
Yeah.
They didn't care. No, Rodman is better than Manu. Yeah, he is better than Manu. He getting Scotty treatment.
He is.
Yeah. He's just getting the greatest team of all time treatment. That's how it is. I'm taking AD off for sure.
AD off. Yeah.
Would you put Dwight in the top 75?
Yeah. I would.
I feel like there's room to maybe take 3 people off. AD, Damian Lillard.
What do you think about this though? This is gonna be super controversial. If Dwight Howard would have kept playing, and obviously this is gonna be like just some shit, whatever. But if Dwight Howard would have kept playing like he was playing, he's better than KG. Like when he was at the Magic, when he was like dominant, like feed him in the post, blocks, alley oops, screening, pick and roll.
If Dwight would have kept his prime, Dwight was my favorite.
Or like
Dwight was my.
Let his ego go. If he'd have let his ego go. If
he caught the Shaquille O'Neal Orlando Magic fever, and
Dwight. See, Jed don't like Dwight.
I know you don't like Dwight, Jet, because of he's soft and the issue with Kobe in LA that first go around and his crybaby antics and all that. But just remember how he played for those 6 years in Orlando. He carried that Orlando team over LeBron to play against the Lakers. And I know they got swept, but they were banged up, and they didn't have nobody to stop Kobe. It was only Dwight. He was the big man version of AI.
He took Hito Turkoglu and Rashard Lewis.
He took Hito Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, and Jameer Nelson to the finals.
Mikhail Pietrus or whatever.
And Mikhail Pietrus, like a black duck.
Yeah, dude, he had. Oh my god.
Let's not act like this dude was 6 years. He was that dude. He was. In those 6 years, he won 4 DPOYs, and he was rebound leader for 4 out of the 6 years. He was a stud.
On the map.
And put Orlando Magic in, like, the East was always, I want to say always, it was Miami, the Bobcats, the Wizards, Magic.
Yeah, it was better than AI's team. I agree with that.
Yeah, it was better than AI's team because AI didn't really have the shooters around him.
That's why I said AI took the most trash.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, like, as far as trash teams, Dwight probably took the...
Maybe top 5.
I would say Dwight probably took. Yeah, he might have. His team might have been worse than LeBron's. Only because he was a big man. He couldn't really initiate the offense.
Yeah, they just had a good system, and they knocked down. One thing we got to give them is Rashard Lewis was like 6'9" and Turkoglu was like 6'9". They were all
big
snipers.
Yeah, they had a lot of length. They were a good team built. Like Van Gundy did a really good job of building that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dwight's got argument.
I'm name underrated PG.
A really underrated PG? Current or like all time? Because we're doing current.
I feel like there's. I mean, we don't really talk about Baron Davis, and he was lethal in his prime.
Baron Davis is very lethal, but he didn't have any playoff success.
No, he didn't. That's why I just
because the one time they thought they were gonna have playoff success when they had D-Wade came in and kind of like shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
man, like underrated PG. Let me look up like
the PGs on the list.
Yeah, let me just. Well, I could just pull up like top NBA point guards. Ooh, Latrell Speedwell, that's a classic, dude.
He choked his coach out.
Man, he was a classic.
I
was like, Doc Rivers wasn't no point guard, he's a coach. I
forgot he played, huh? Tony Parker.
Dude, Gilbert Arenas, that mug was a
Tony
killer.
Parker. Tony Parker is probably one of the most underrated point guards. Rondo to me not underrated only because we know what Rondo is. He's a great pure point guard. Rondo is what you'd want to teach have your kids watch highlights of.
He's one of my favorites.
Like there's NBA players that literally say, was it John Morant? He said, I fell in love with passing.
Yep, same.
Because he watched Rondo, and hey, Rondo's one of the guys I fell in love with too. Like he knows how to like rip apart his own defense with ease. Rondo definitely deserves to be on that list, right? Top 75? No, not top 75. I'm sorry.
Not top 75.
Not there's he not better than Vince Carter.
Yeah, Rondo. What I mean, when he was like killing, when we first like heard Rondo,
when he was playing against Miami, when he was getting triple doubles and stuff in the playoffs,
with 3 Hall of Famers.
Yes, and it was like all the attention was being brought to them, and he was able to eat, but then you seen how talented he was because of that. So I'm not saying Rondo's not great because he is. He I think Rondo could be in the Hall of Fame at one point.
Oh yeah,
but top 75, I don't think so.
I think we can't disregard too that team, that Celtics teams he played on were beyond stacked, like top to bottom roster stacked.
That's the audacity that the Celtics would talk shit about Miami. I mean, I know Miami, that was some cheap move stuff. I'm a Miami fan, but look, man, at the end of the day, it's a business. You're trying to win chips. You went out and get the best players. LeBron, just the way he handled it.
Yeah.
That's his only thing. Because Chris Bosh and D Wade, we was trying to get Melo. We weren't even trying to get Chris Bosh. We was trying to get Melo.
Yeah.
But he signed that fat contract that year before and killed the move.
09 Celtic? Was that 09?
The 08-09 Celtics, because the Lakers won in 09-010. 09-010, 09-2010.
Right here. Look at this, bro. Tony Allen.
Ray Allen, Big Baby Davis, KG, Eddie House, Stephon Marbury, Kendrick Perkins, before he got all...
Paul Pierce.
Uncle P.
Leon Poe was a good defender.
In my life. Rondo. They had Scal, and they had Walker.
That team was stacked.
They had shooters across the board and defenders across the board. They just didn't have a lot of pure point guards, but they didn't need one. They had Rondo.
Man.
And they had Eddie House that could come off the bench and shoot the lights out.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
The Bucks and the Nets playing right now.
Where at?
In Brooklyn or in Milwaukee. So Kyrie playing. The Bulls getting smacked.
Are they getting smacked right now? Oh dang! Oh, just by 12.
That's tough against the.
Paul Pierce is my favorite all time. Oh, dude, Paul Pierce used to be one of my favorites. Man, he was a killer.
I loved Paul Pierce until he acted like he was better than D Wade, and then I kind of lost love for him. I'm sorry, Jet. I love Paul Pierce though. I feel like I'll be playing like Paul Pierce sometimes.
I feel like KG
because he's like the old man at the rec center. Like he just can't stop him.
I feel like Paul Pierce kind of took a hit. I know it's because he was older when he got KG and Ray Allen. Like before he put on a little weight, when he was just like his killer, dude. Like
if Paul Pierce would have had a better team early,
his team was always trash.
He did beat Kobe. Kobe, I would say this: Kobe kind of choked in that finals. I'm not gonna lie to you because he started getting frustrated because Ray Allen and Paul Pierce were just hitting everything, and he couldn't flaming everything, and it was two shooters versus one, and he was like, I don't got nobody else, because it's just him and Paul Gasol. Because Andrew Bynum, he wasn't healthy.
Dude, I think and Paul Pierce's teams have always been trash. So I mean, you got to give him that type of bump, but he's on
the 75 list.
Paul Pierce?
Yeah, he's on the 75 list.
I mean, he deserves it. I think they gave him to that because he's just a straight-up hooper. Like...
Paul, well, he got a lot of accolades, too. I think does he have a scoring championship?
Paul Pierce?
I think so, right? He was like 28 or 27.
I definitely don't discredit him because he used to be my favorite player all the time, too, before LeBron came in the league.
Paul's a dog. He battled, like, he not the most athletic, he's not the biggest, he's not the strongest or fastest, but he a hooper.
I just feel like when he put on that weight, it really slowed him down.
Yeah. Because they had him switch from being a shooting guard to a small forward because he played shooting guard a lot his first few seasons.
Here's his stats right here.
He's a champion, a 10-time All-Star. That's solidified. A Finals MVP. Number 9 career in free throws and three-pointers, which means scorer. All-rookie team. Number 15 career games played. Played hella games. He had a long career. 16 career points. Paul Pierce was a dog, man.
Neil Johnson. Is he on the top 25?
Nah, I got one, Neil Johnson. Now, Ethan, Neil Johnson, is that for like a guy that you're saying is a he's not on there?
He's not.
Are you saying is that like a snub, Neil Johnson?
Let me go look his stats up.
I'm trying to think Neil Johnson. Where that sounds...
I'm going to have to see his face.
Watch you look it up and be like hella weird shit.
I did that one time, bro. One time I was doing reaction videos and dude sent me a link. I clicked it and I was like, man, I shouldn't have clicked it. And I did it on live stream.
Oh, no.
Well, we could do that, too. We could sit here and watch YouTube.
Yeah, Neil Johnson, American basketball player.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he played back in the day, huh?
Man, I'm going to have to go to YouTube.
Wait, is Neil Johnson the first guy to dunk a basketball, or is that the first guy to score a basketball or something like that?
I don't know. That don't mean shit.
KG is the reason I started hooping. Hey man, KG a dog, man. KG one of my favorite players.
For sure.
I love KG. It's a love-hate relationship with Kevin Garnett. I don't think you're gonna find any Neil Johnson highlights.
Oh duh.
It's not Neil Young. It's Neil Johnson. Who the hell's Neil Young?
Man, I was wondering why I was getting some damn country singer.
My name's Neil Young. Back there on the blue moon with my moonshine.
Here we go.
Joel Embiid of the 50s. Oh my lord, that hook shot was nasty.
Hook shot from deep, son. Let me see this real quick. Bro, I can't credit to him. He's playing against accountants, and they let fans play in this. Look at these highlights. Bro, the referees were more athletic than these players out here, bro.
His hook shot was buttery.
His hook shot was buttery.
Good pass.
Oh, man.
He was a solid hooper, bro. I liked that.
I want to know, like, in back in the day, if you were watching, you'd be like, these boys is trash. Like, you know? Like,
You're on the white and box team. Like hey, I'm missing a lot of shots.
Bro, could you imagine, like, you know, a lot of people have TV back in the day, so you walk by a little store, and they got hella TVs playing in the window, and you're like, bro, they suck. Like, I gotta watch.
Neil Johnson, I mean, he looked good, man. He looked solid, bro. I feel like
for 51 seconds of highlights, bro.
But I don't know if I put him top 75.
Nah, he. Bro, I can't take this serious.
That was a nice move right there, though. He looked like he a tall dude. Like he probably like 6'10".
Yeah, that's true, Jay. You shouldn't discredit him because of the era he played in. That's fair. That's fair because of Wilt and them. That's why I also feel
it's so hard to really judge these guys.
I feel like they need to do an era, like an era top 75.
Like do one of the 40s, the 50s.
Like there ain't even a 3-point line, and these guys are playing.
Dominating. I mean, I would say that there's no 3-point line, so there's nothing to space the floor out really. And he's still dominating in the paint. So I would say he's highly skilled. He can kill it. Wilt Chamberlain at 17 years old.
Damn. Goon.
He's really Giannis.
Killing, dude.
I think that's what he is. I think Wilt is like a scarier version of Giannis. He's bigger. And he was just more nimble. He's more coordinated.
At him.
Look at that, man.
Killing.
Like that white dude right there, he ain't short. He's like 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah.
Wilt had bunnies.
And he could
Like he could run. His jog is like a full speed run.
Yeah, he could get up and down.
I mean, he's outrunning everyone down the court. I mean, how do you expect to stop
Jet
that?
said, I'm not saying Wilt not a dog, but he ain't seen it. I mean, that's true, but that's like you said, you can't discredit him because he hasn't played against him.
Wilt played against Kareem. And when Wilt played against Kareem, Kareem said he hated playing against Wilt because he was strong as hell. He would move him around. Now, not saying that Kareem couldn't get buckets back, but that was an old Wilt.
Yeah.
Brian Wilt Chamberlain was an Olympic track star.
Yeah.
He competed in the high jump. He competed in the 100-meter dash.
That's
benched
crazy.
500 pounds. Shaq couldn't bench 500 pounds. And that's with his long wire. You know how hard it is to bench, by the way, when you got long arms? It's very difficult. So the fact that he had that much strength,
yeah, I don't know.
He was a freak of nature. So I don't know. It's hard to judge.
There's a few people on here.
But Bill Russell was a freak of nature, too. 6'9", he could run the floor like his head. And Olympic track star who couldn't get past Bill Russell, just saying. It's great teams beat great players.
I mean, that Bill Russell's team was loaded.
It's loaded. We are Bob Cousy, Sam Jones. I don't even know Sam Jones don't belong on the list, but
yeah,
I don't think Sam Jones belong on the list, but Elvin Hayes,
Sam Jones again.
Jason Kidd. I'm happy he got a chip with Dallas. That's the one reason why I was kind of okay with Miami losing, because Jason Kidd got a chip.
Yeah. Pistol Pete, I love Pistol Pete, bro.
Pistol Pete. We used to watch basketball videos. Remember that they used to bring it out in high school?
Oh, yeah. I actually watched that last night.
Where they got to have you do with the ball, squeeze the ball.
Yeah. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor. Jason Kidd, mad overrated.
You think Jason Kidd's overrated? Go to stats. Jason Kidd averages, I mean, yeah, he's not like a scorer. He was like Alonzo Ball. He was like if Lonzo played 16 years in the league.
I kind of agree with Jet, though. Like, I love Jason Kidd.
He was a top-tier defender.
He was, but
defensive team.
I kind of agree with Jet because I love Jason Kidd. I love his game. But I feel like his IQ is what got him on this list. Because when he was on teams, he was able to control the pace.
Yeah.
Push it. I mean, he was like a player coach. So I don't know that he's overrated, but I feel like you got to give him his credit. Jason Kidd
better than Allen Iverson all time?
You got to give him his credit.
Because in that
I would take Billups over Kidd. I would take Parker over Kidd. I would not take Rondo over Kidd because Kidd could shoot, and I feel like I would agree with you on all those except for the Rondo over Kidd.
I vote with Kidd stop playing. I was asking a question.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to see if Jason Kidd's. Because where is he ranked?
Jason Kidd?
Where is he ranked all time? Is he ranked like?
I don't think it's very high.
Oh, he's rated below AI. Okay.
Damn, he's way down here.
I just wanted to make sure what I'd say.
But I mean, in all respect, he should be.
I mean, he's 43.
43. He's better than Dame. Is he better than Dame?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you have to watch. I feel like you have to watch some highlights on Jason Kidd. I feel like a lot of people. I feel like there's recency bias though because
people see Jason Kidd now as a coach and they forget what he used to play like. Jason Kidd was a dog.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd was and a lot of us like Jet, me and you growing up, like you watched basketball growing up, but like you didn't really study it until we started getting older. Jason Kidd was on the Mavericks and he was getting old by the time we really got to watch him. Like I watched him in New Jersey, yeah. With Vince Carter. He wasn't.
And Richard Jefferson.
And Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson, that boy was tough. He's averaged like 20-some a game. Jason Kidd could actually give you buckets.
Did he take them to the finals?
Yeah, they went to the finals.
They did. Who did they play?
They played the Lakers and they lost.
Yeah.
It was or was it the Spurs?
I'm going to have to look it up.
It might have been the Spurs. I can't remember. I feel like it might have been the Spurs. No, it might have been the Lakers. It was one of those teams. But they just didn't really have a good big. I think it was the Lakers because they didn't have no one to stop Shaq. They had Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin was good.
He was good.
But yeah, he couldn't stop Shaq.
Jamal McGlure.
They weren't built. They weren't built to win that.
Vince took them to the finals though, not Kidd.
I mean, that's fair to say.
Yeah, because I mean, he was their leader as far as like scoring and everything. Like just.
But Vince would not have got there without Kidd, though.
Facts. Because, look, who was their coach?
I couldn't even tell you.
Couldn't even tell you. But like, Jason Kidd was like a coach. And him and Vince bobbed. And then Richard, like, they had a great
They
team.
had a good gel. Like, they had a good core.
They were an exciting team to watch. They were like if Chris Paul.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I don't know if he's overrated. I just feel like.
I mean, he's at 43 all time. I don't think he's that overrated.
Yeah.
But maybe he could be lower.
Yeah, not hating, for sure.
But, like, is Carmelo better than Jason Kidd?
But you also have to look at Russ. Russ is 68, and he can do a lot of things. And he's as a basketball player, he is what he is.
He's a great basketball player,
but he's
not necessarily a great, like, basketball player on a team.
He shouldn't be on this list.
No.
Like, but then if you're saying, like, pure hooper, you kind of got to put him on the list.
Because the triple doubles and just the fact that he can he can do everything you want him to do is just sometimes he only does it his way.
Melo is not.
Melo is not what? Pretty fair, although he wouldn't make my list.
Yeah, he wouldn't make my list either. That's true. I
feel like maybe Melo could be higher on the list.
Melo, yeah.
I feel like he'd be over Dennis Rodman, maybe over Lenny Wilkins or Hal Greer, not over Paul Pierce though.
Nah.
Not even because Pierce got a chip. I would say he'd be more like 65-ish.
Yeah.
Melo is not over kid. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
AD need to get off this list.
Anthony Davis has a ring though.
It don't matter, man.
It don't matter,
It
but
don't
that's what
matter,
they're gonna
man.
say.
AD don't deserve to be on that top 75. They're doing. I feel like they put AD on the top 75.
He got the LeBron rub.
No, I think yes, and because Giannis is on it, and I feel like they had to because like they talked up AD like he was gonna be Giannis, but Giannis turned into what everyone thought AD was gonna be.
Yeah. And what's crazy is for the longest time I said Giannis will never be great until he quits playing scary against great teams, and then he just turned it on.
Yeah. 50 points in
I
the
didn't even know
finals.
AD was on the list. That's worse than I'm saying, man. And you know what's crazy is AD is not even at the bottom. I mean, he's 71. I mean,
He's
I guess
71.
that's the bottom.
He's 4 spots off, but still like.
That's nuts.
And then it was crazy. His number 76. Like the next runner up, it's not even like a really good like choice.
I don't even know who it
It's
is.
up. It's one more up. It's Bill Sharman.
Yeah, he invented
Played in the
toilet
Celtics
paper.
as well. That's another guy that got rubbed off for the Celtics.
He only on there because of toilet paper. Alonzo, yeah.
Soft like Sharman.
Man. Well, man, we've been live for almost 2 hours.
Killing shit.
Damn. Should we wrap it up? Think we should wrap it up or keep it rolling? You want to do a little closeout?
Yeah.
Tell
All right,
the
folks.
people.
Hey, man, we really appreciate y'all stopping in, checking out that Alonzo spot. Yeah, Alonzo do get even at 75. We appreciate y'all stopping by, man, checking us out. We appreciate it so much. This is something that we're going to be trying to do full time going forward. So check us out. We'll be dropping more details as far as like the stream itself, its name, and just what platforms you guys can catch us on. So until then, we'll see y'all again. Appreciate it.
Yeah. One last thing too. If you can, put in the comments or let us know what you think we should talk about on our next video. We're gonna just continue to do stuff, and we'll definitely get you on, Jet. We still working on a few things, working out the details and everything with what would I say, the mechanical side of things. I don't know.
Yeah, we just trying to get a little more set up, a little more room.
A little more room, a little setup. I appreciate you, Tamari, the moderator. It got a little crazy.
Yeah,
It got a little crazy before you got in here. That's why I had to message you. Luckily, everybody. I mean, I'm glad they followed and whatever, but it was getting a little wild. But
dance in the wild.
yeah, let us know in the comments what we should do next stuff. What you guys want to hear about. But yeah, be a weekly thing. We'll have a name and everything. We'll be in tune. I appreciate